Hello?
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 Hello.
No, we're gonna restart this song. Cool.
Was
Wait.
it a banger?
No, actually, I don't want to do the ambient playlist. I want all of the music. Awesome.
All the music, all of it now.
Hello, chat. Hello.
Hi, Brew.
Hyperbrew. Why did I double your name like that?
As Bruber.
Bruber, so true. Bruber cry, my favorite emote. Oh man, we had a great stream last night. Sorry, my phone is talking.
Stop it.
Oh
I
no,
can't-
the phone's talking.
I
Whatever
can't.
shall we do?
I can't. Okay.
Everybody be quiet.
It was broken. Oh my
Quick,
goodness.
run for the hills.
You know, like when you like go to open your phone and you recently had a stream open and then it's just talking to you? Yeah, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
I could hear myself.
Yeah, I had to. I just forgot to mute my my Twitch.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was a good session though. So we don't have Sin here, but everybody else is here, and we can talk about what happened last night, because that was a lot, but it was still a good session.
It was a great session.
It was. Also, we leveled up, which always means good stuff.
Yep.
Man, I feel as though I got like, I was like failed by my hit points. No, because like, okay, so the 6 is great, right? I rolled a 6, but for my first one was a 2, which is 1 away from being a 1.
I mean, you basically gained your average hit points though over those 2 levels, because your average is a 4, right?
No.
Because like if you take the static number instead of rolling, you take a 4.
Oh yeah, that's true. True, yeah. I
Yeah,
got like
so-
8 hit points out of it, not including my bonuses. Because my constitution is pretty high. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Brew. I'll be honest though, I was not expecting the place to burst into flames.
Same.
I also wasn't.
That's why I was just like, it's fine, we'll loot afterwards. And then
You hear explosions above you. I'm
oh,
like,
shit.
crap.
Boom, 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 boom.
It would
Well,
have been
actually-
great to loot the guy's body, at least the big guy's body before we
Yeah.
ran, but
My thought of when Albie said you hear explosions above you, my first internal thought was, fuck.
yeah.
Well, we're screwed.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, everything's on fire. Also, that was a great fire effect you added, Albie.
I liked it.
It looked great.
I didn't want to spend like 8 hours drawing little flames everywhere, so
Yeah.
I'm
But
like,
also-
let's just destroy my map. Let's go.
I would also like to note, well, it's not like we were going to ever go back there.
You don't know that.
True. But I
For
will
all
note,
you know, it's now free real estate.
True.
Yeah, I love buying burnt, charred, crisp piles of trash.
Contacts the people that I know and say, hey, can you buy me this house so that I have a base? But why there? Dunno. No, that's that sucks that we weren't able to loot it, but also like it happens, and we're not always going to be able to loot everything.
I mean, talking from like I don't know. It's weird to think, because I'll be honest, people don't just walk into someone's house and just like be like, oh hey, I'm gonna have a conversation with you, I'm gonna tie you up in this chair, you know, for your own good, and then I'm gonna steal everything from your house.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
I just
let's
wanted to
work
loot
together.
the
I'm
dead
gonna
bodies.
steal everything from your house.
I just wanted to loot the stuff from the people who we killed who weren't supposed to be in that house. They don't work for him. We could have looted them and been of no consequence to him.
True.
I got the hydrate, Tazzy.
I
Yep,
hydrated.
so do I.
I'm gonna go get water. You guys talk.
Oh my god.
Cuffed already. Da 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 da.
Nico's been sitting here for who knows how long, watching the rerun, and just did not think get water.
Nico took a nap before left at like 2:30 because we were on Minecraft.
Well, to tell you the truth,
wait.
Brew, Owen and Oma have a pretty good amount of money. We're not poor. We're not exactly rich, but we're not poor.
I'm poor.
Yeah, but we help you with your finances, so it's okay.
Yeah,
What about
I don't have
finances?
money. I don't have money.
Brew was saying that we're poor, and I'm like, Owen and Oma have a good amount of money, so we're not exactly poor.
Yeah. We'll be okay, but we do need to find a monetary situation soon.
Agreed.
Yep.
Which
We're fine.
We get the job for money.
We
That's what
may,
he needs.
besides finding artifacts in the ruins, we may find stuff that we can sell for a good amount of money.
Yeah, just keep in mind that we have to be careful what we do give away, because
Exactly.
Elma's gonna find some ruined stuff and be like, you know what? This isn't as historically important as I think it is. Let's go. Let's sell it to the highest bidder.
I know the professor wanted me to, transfer all these relics back, but I'm sure it'd be fine if I just take a few of them that I want so that I can sell them for money.
Wow. Oma
That's
does
what
have
you
some
said.
integrity as an archaeologist.
This is
Thank
literally
you.
what you said.
look,
You said this.
he's gotta get away from the baby mama somehow.
So true.
The fox?
No. What? What?
Wait, Albie, were you there for that stream? It was like the first or second stream
Albie was at work.
Oh yeah, okay. So we had somebody in chat
It was
just be
our
like,
second round table. It was second round
we
table.
had somebody in chat who was just like, yeah, no, he's actually secretly running from his baby mama or whatever because he knocked a girl up and that's why he's traveling and he's not in school anymore.
Was it one of Carla's like?
Yeah.
It was
Gotcha.
It was Carlu's theory that Oma was kicked out of college because he knocked up a person and he had to run away because he owed money to the baby mama.
No.
I'm like, that's a very interesting theory. No, that
And
ain't
it's
what
very
happened.
specific though.
I do have a question for you, Oma. How much are you in debt to your college because of college tuition?
Oh god. Oh no! Don't say anything. You'll incriminate yourself.
I don't worry, I got this.
Oh no!
Oh no, let's hear what you got, Shadow.
His parents paid for it.
Oma,
Well,
do you
technically,
have parents?
I'm working in the same department as my family, so.
Economically
I'm
has
kidding.
parents. He said them about last night.
Parents got him a scholarship. Easy peasy.
Exactly.
Not
Okay.
rich anymore. What a no.
Albie was gonna send debt
Fine, bro.
collectors
Yes,
after
I'm a
you.
loser. Almost a loser. There, I admitted it.
He's halfway across the world. He's halfway across the world. They're not going to send debt collectors after him, but they might
You
send a
don't know.
message. I do know.
The fantasy debt collectors are very scary. You'll be surprised how persistent they are.
Yeah, they have access to a teleportation circle.
They have teleportation circles
Oh.
and the spell locate person.
Oh my god.
They're gonna ring up your sending stone.
Oh my god.
We've been trying to reach you about your college tuition.
Oh my
Please
god.
call us back at this direct number.
Jeez. It's ridiculous.
Guys, I just got a message from one of my friends who said another round table with only 4 members. Is this a round table or a round table or a square table?
Well, obviously there's the table in front of us is a square.
Yeah, and it's definitely like a rectangle, or it's at least a rectangle.
No, it's a rectangle. What you can't
I'm
see
sad.
is the bottom of the table. It is a rectangle.
I need one entire side for my presence and ego.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god,
guys,
put that.
we will have to rename the round tables 2 rectangle table.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or when we have 5 out of 5, it can be a pentagon table session.
I mean, the
True.
tables doesn't change shape when we get more members.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Welcome.
What if it becomes square when we have more people?
You wouldn't want to do that every time.
True. I
Well,
really wouldn't.
hold on. It can still be a rectangle or a square, but one person has to stand and dance on top of the table.
Okay.
Is this a reference I'm not getting, or?
No, so like in episode 4, I made a reference to the Fortnite dance. The dude,
Yeah.
I
Oh my
was,
God.
yeah.
That
Or
was
stripping.
Albi's. Oh, jeez. It got worse. Oh, man. I'll see if I can make a round table, even. No, I don't want to change our couch. Leave it alone.
Everyone brings their own piece of the table to these discussions, impacting its shape. Yes.
True!
Headcanon accepted.
I'm looking for a round table thing, and I found them playing D&D.
And when we're all 5 of us combined, our powers together are immeasurable.
Oh my god.
Do we create Voltron?
Perhaps.
Yes. The
I
answer
would
is
have
yes.
I would have made a Gundam reference, but I can't remember like the whole Shining Finger speech that they do.
Oh, jeez.
This hand of mine is burning red. It's loud cry. Oh god. Well, he has 2 different forms. It's burning finger and then shining finger. Okay. For burning finger, it's
It's okay.
This is not related to the session whatsoever.
No.
Absolutely not.
fine. That was one of my favorite Gundam series, honestly.
I'm gonna
Mobile Suit
take
Gundam
this burning
G5.
finger and stick it up your nose. You'll only
All I'm
take
gonna
half damage.
Oh, jeez.
All I'm gonna say, I've never watched anything Gundam.
That's okay.
Here's an issue that I'm having, though. The main reason why this is a rectangle table is it's impossible to find a decently sized round table, so I don't have to have 3 tables.
Sounds like excuses to me.
We just need a small nightstand in front of every single one of us because we don't have lower halves of our bodies.
Yeah, we do. Oh my goodness. It's okay.
We're all mermaids. Did you know that? Every single one of us.
Oh shit, really?
Wow.
Dragon mermaids.
Oh my goodness.
Dragon Mech Bear Mermaids.
Okay.
What kind of Punnett square are you thinking about? Jeez.
Cool desk for everyone.
Yeah, school desks. Those are the most comfortable to sleep in.
True.
Anyway. Let's see.
I don't think school desks were meant to be slept in.
No.
I'm gonna be honest.
I've taken a nap in one. It's not comfy, but I've done it.
It depends on how tall you are. If you're under 3 foot like Nico.
Okay, first of all,
So true.
I'm kidding.
now
I'm
you're
kidding.
just being
No,
mean.
We're the same
true.
height, Nico.
Now you're just being mean.
I'm sorry. You forget. I'll take more pictures of Rosie and send
Okay.
them to you.
I'll accept that.
Okay.
I'm very
gotta go
easy.
So,
find her.
anyways, if you're under 3 feet like Nika,
Okay.
Oma doesn't pay school and steals the school desk. Can't believe it.
Oh my god.
Darn it, Bruce! Stop figuring it all out.
Oh
Yes, I
shit.
secretly have a school
Has
desk in my bag.
yeah, Elma's been carrying a school desk this whole time, actually.
How do you
And
think I'm gonna
everyone's
teach the
seen
box?
it. We just haven't said anything about it.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna
Any-
pull it out of the bag of holding because he got it from a teacher.
Teacher specifically said there was only a map in there.
That's
True.
true.
Hey, they said.
What
it was
if
a
the
map.
teacher?
Where did
What
the
if
shirt come from?
Bendrin doesn't know that there was a school desk in there? Like she swiped it from a student.
Oh my god.
I think it'd have to fit through the hole in the bag to get into the bag.
Yeah.
True.
That's how bags of holding don't magically grow when you try to stick something big in them.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And also, Albie, I did not miss the reference you made for what the bag of holding looked like.
What?
You made it look like a Crown Royal bag.
Oh, that's not that. That wasn't actually. That wasn't a reference. That was me just picking two colors that look good together.
Oh my
But
god!
if you wanna imagine it, go ahead.
Well, no, that's what
Believe it or
my
not,
mind automatically went to when you described the bag.
Believe
What?
it or not, things can be purple and yellow without being references.
I don't know.
I do.
Yeah, no, that was definitely not a reference to a Crown Royal bag. But now I was actually trying to make, so you know the picture of the bag of holding, right, on D&D Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to look at that and be like, okay, let's make it a different color, but I don't want to make it something like pink because that's like gaudy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I purple was the next one without, being, oh hey, let's use blue and gold. That's my colors. Red, gold. Everybody has their color schemes, so I was trying to pick one that wasn't specific to somebody.
Yeah.
That's fine. It was fine. It was just when you described it yesterday, I was just like, so she's handing me a Crown Royal bag. Okay.
It wasn't intended, but if you want to take it that way.
It's
I just
funny
found it
that
funny.
way.
I almost made it a carpet bag. Almost.
Oh my goodness!
But it's like a satchel.
My goodness.
Just so you know, I'm looking up this now in reference to something that was said yesterday.
Mhm.
Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, after which they begin to suffocate. So if we just put the fox in there, it would last 10 minutes.
That's so
I mean,
horrible.
yeah. There we go.
I mean, you could take the fox back out.
So every combat, he's gonna shove the fox into the bag of holding and bring it back and take it out after the 30 seconds it takes you to kill 50 monsters.
You get bit by a fox is what's gonna happen.
Hey Oma, can I see the bag for a sec? Sure.
That fox is gonna get
Handed.
real scared of the dark real quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think my favorite part about the bag of holding is actually the third paragraph. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra dimensional space created by a handy haversack, a portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane.
Yep.
Oh man.
The gate originates where the item was once placed inside each other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through to a random location on the astral plane. The gate then closes. The gate is one way only and can't be reopened.
I love that people use portable holes as like hiding spaces, right? I love how everyone forgets that if they go in there with one, it just goes.
Yeah.
Then they're just lost in the astral sea.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to try it, I can make a campaign out of that, but
Being lost in the astral sea.
Oh my god.
That could be cool. Imagine a whole campaign that takes place on the astral plane.
Be interesting.
I was actually thinking about making an option to go to like Pandemonium from like second. You know?
I don't even know what that is, so.
Howling Wind. A lot of it.
Update, by the way, on the round table. I found a round table, but it has to be gray. So
No.
Clashes with the couch.
Our couch,
Exactly.
yeah, our couch is already gray.
Yeah.
We just need to make the table go off the edges of the screen so that they can't tell that it's not a round table.
Massive table. I'll just end up having to draw one.
We need it to lay out the dead bodies.
Of all the dead people we killed.
Well, we had about 15 of them.
Yeah.
Admitted to murder.
We did. I'm sitting here just like, he's like, yeah, no, we ended up meeting them with violence, and I'm like,
I admitted to it. Like I said, I took the bullet.
Also, like,
if things started getting weird, I would have pulled my dagger out behind my back. Just saying.
all I'm gonna say, listen. If the guard who showed up at the professor's house started getting aggressive, I was 100% ready to pounce on him.
You kind of were directly in front of him. You were the closest one to him.
I was nearby for sure. I was behind the professor after she opened the door.
Yeah.
Man would have been fucking entangled. That would have been fun.
They'd have another body on the floor.
Oh shit. I'm not sure if the professor would forgive us for that one though. That's questionable.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
He wasn't getting really aggressive, so
Yeah.
I know, that's why I didn't do anything.
yeah. Now I've just got let the bodies hit the floor stuck in my head, so I'm gonna jam out for a couple minutes.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. Anyway. Some of us were talking last night about like what we're all gonna do with our level ups, and like I think that we actually are beginning to get to the point where we're starting to get scary. Like based on our abilities and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna start throwing big things at you. It's gonna be great.
The real reason Albie wanted to give us level 5 instead of level 4. Because once you hit level 5, then you can really start throwing shit at us.
Yeah.
I've almost hit 100 hit points already.
So in other words,
no. You're not
in
supposed
other
to
words,
remind Albie.
Rob's skewing everything.
Yeah, I
have
literally
two
only have
attacks.
like 38 hit points, please.
I'm
no, I take into account I take into account the weaker members also, you know.
Weaker. Now,
So-
don't call us weaker. We're just not quite as hardy.
Constitution wise, yes.
Thank you for the follow.
Yo,
Welcome.
thank you for the follow.
I feel bad because like during like reruns and stuff, we can't really thank people, and also because we're not like, you know, we're not always there for the reruns, but also we can't thank people during like actual like story stream because we're not able to really interact with chat, so we can't just, you know, break the immersion to say, oh yeah, thank you for the follow, Lucas. Like, we can't do that.
Well, yeah, but you know, we clarify that and we make it known.
Yeah.
Like,
well, some
that's
people
kind of
join
what
late.
D&D's all about.
That's
We're
true.
just kind of playing the game.
That's true, Brew. You can thank us. Our mods and VIPs can thank people in our stead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Dream elements. Anyway.
And stream elements, yeah, true. But yeah, no. Sorry for the interruption. Go ahead and go back. Whatever it was you were saying.
Well, now that I'm level 5, I can wild shape into even stronger creatures now, up to challenge rating 1/2. And I've looked at a list, and while I do expect that I'll need to see this creature before I can ever change into it, I do have the option to change into a warhorse now.
Oh, great.
Oh my god.
Which is extremely. Warhorses have 18.
You know,
traits.
I think I would allow, like, maybe not like a direct war horse, but if you imagined a horse and made it bigger and like got more muscles, I think I would allow that.
See, the thing is, it's just like, I don't know. I
That's not what I was-
probably would stick with just like I'd have to see like a horse that big to be able to do that.
And like you could probably see them in like cities, especially if you guys head into the Mundanus Empire. You'd probably see a lot of them. So I don't think that that's a thing that would be difficult to see in the end.
As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen a warhorse yet, so that's just sitting in the back pocket. I do. Oh wait, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Something else. That's right. I can now. I also can wild shape into things that have swimming speed.
Oh shit! You can swim now.
Which means I can become a crocodile if I ever see one.
Oh god.
Of course, that's all we need.
The upside to being like having been from the like forest.
Ooh, I can send barbed devils after you
Oh
guys.
shit. The upside to having lived in the forest your entire life is that you have the opportunity to see a lot of things. Now, maybe not a crocodile in the forest, but like, you know.
I think I can also turn into a black bear.
Yeah.
Gorgons.
It's bear time.
And the puns begin.
Yeah, I could turn into a black bear now.
Night
Black bear
hag.
time.
Unbearable.
Night hags. I've fought one of those before in another campaign. They're resistant to like all damage types unless you use like a silvered weapon.
Yeah.
Roll.
Friendly pony.
We definitely don't have.
I don't have a silver
I
weapon.
could show you guys a unicorn.
Unicorn?
And then we
Yeah.
kill it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why kill the unicorn?
Yanti Pitmaster.
Oh,
Anyway,
jeez.
I'm gonna get off of the encounter builder.
Yes, please. Jeez.
Friendly pony instead of a friendly pony. No, brew. A friendly pony. They've already seen horses. I don't want to do friendly ponies because I can't. This is this is an 18+ stream. We do blood and guts here.
True.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, that took a lot to get out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna turn into Rainbow Dash. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't. Even if V turned into a pony, I don't think V would be a friendly pony.
Probably not. I don't think V would be friendly at all. I'm
Maybe
constantly
don't.
afraid for my life.
Well, maybe toward us, yes, but toward everyone else, probably not.
No.
Well, see, here's the thing, bro. The way I try to write things is so that there's multiple ways to either escape or take care of whatever encounter it is. Like if it had been like I rolled randomly for the fox encounter, right? If it had been V, that fox would be dead.
Yeah.
If it had like bitten Oma at the beginning, do you think that you, Rob, would you have if it like was aggressive towards you, would you have befriended it?
Probably not.
Yeah, see?
That's why originally when it got closer, I had my hand close to my hand axe just in case.
Yeah, there's many different outcomes of how things can go. Doesn't mean that everything has to end in death for the characters. But if it does end up in death for the characters, there's a reason for it.
Yeah. It happens. Things like that happen, though. I mean, like, we're all aware that there's the possibility of our characters just dying one day. And we're fine with it.
Yep.
You can't really play D&D unless you're, like, prepared for that, like...
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Unless you have like a group that like wants to do it differently, but like I think at this point, like, I think all of us here have agreed to the fact that, like, this campaign is going to be dangerous and our characters can possibly die. You know, it's like we've talked about before.
We
And
can
so it's just
always.
like,
Sorry.
it's just like, as a tad, like, I'm sure each and every one of us doesn't want to die. It's not like we plan to die or want to die necessarily, but it's like, it's an option because this is a dangerous world. Anyone's story can get cut short, you know?
Yep.
At some point, Brew, I'll run a My Little Pony campaign just for you.
Oh god.
Be an interesting one.
Yeah, no. In any fight, I could crit hit and just kill somebody. They can accidentally. Owen can accidentally kill one of the party members on accident. You know, it just depends on the dice rolls and how things go.
Like, as of right now, the most dangerous person that could actually kill me right out is Julius.
Yeah.
To be fair, Julius could kill all of us, though.
That's very true.
And it would be completely accidental for most of us. Regardless, though, that has the possibility and capability of happening, and we're aware of that, you know?
Yeah, and we're okay with it.
Yep. Okay. I found a table. Sorry, go ahead. Still on the table.
It's a table.
I have too many channel points and I can't use them.
Nope.
You can hydrate yourself many times.
I have almost 7,000.
Yeah, well, this is our channel, so it makes sense why you can't use them. We have literally no need to use them.
What are we gonna do with channel points? Just
I have
saying.
no idea anymore.
We can dump them all into the wrong answer on a poll.
Oh,
So
wow,
true.
Brew. Dang. You've got me beat.
I've got 8.8,
I'm
but
at 8.6.
you know,
I have Infinity. No, I have. Wait, what do I have? I've got 11.8k.
Brew can name 8 NPCs and then hydrate everyone 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Oh, because I've missed a couple of round tables, that's why I don't have as much.
Mm,
Okay.
valid.
Any questions?
Yes, questions.
Yeah,
we
now
love
is
them.
your chance for questions.
Should I start preparing backup characters now?
Yes.
That might be a good idea.
It's always good to have at least one, but like,
I have 3 potentially.
This is Shadow we're talking about. He's got plenty.
I have one backup character that is extremely situational and also homebrew, so I would have to actually talk to you about it outside of it. The other 2, who knows? We'll see.
not me finishing off my Gatorade.
Oh shit.
I've drank 2 of these in the past, like 12 hours.
Hydrated. I mean,
Hydrated.
I'm also hydrated, but I've been, like, to be fair, I may not have had water in here earlier, but I've had plenty to drink for the week, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So. I'm also just, like, hyper-focused now making a round table.
Stop. We
Sorry.
don't need to change the table.
Do any of you guys have questions for me?
Yeah.
Do any of us have questions for you?
Like, we don't get to actually, like, ask. That wouldn't be, like, super spoilery, right? So, like, I know you guys can just message me whenever, but
Do you think... You don't have to answer this question if you want, because this is me just, like, sometimes I like to ask a bit, like, meta questions. Do you think there was any without knowing ahead of time what was going to happen, do you think we could have realistically, like, do you think the owner of the mansion could have lived, or was he always destined to die in your head?
So the owner of the mansion, I think you could have gotten to him and like, if you guys had been able to like shove salve inside on him or something, I think that could have helped. But
You said
it would have been
dead as soon as Julius saw it.
Yeah,
his
it
throat
took
was
too
slit.
long. It took too long to get up there, but
also the salves only
I
work
think-
over the course of a short rest, so it wouldn't have really
Yeah.
done much.
I think it would have helped, but like based on like the people that you left alive upstairs, that's the reason why the mansion burnt in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they went out, they saw him, they saw their dead friends, and
Yeah.
so he wasn't meant to die. He actually had a lot of information for you guys, but like I look at D&D as kind of like I've got to look at like cause and effect. I've got to look at 5 different scenarios that could be happening, and then choose whichever one.
We also put him into a situation where he wasn't able to defend himself.
Yeah, he
Logically,
also
I
could have
given him my other dagger and let him go, but
Yeah, he also could have not suggested you guys tie him up, and like he could have jumped out the window that was behind him, So
Yeah.
Yeah, he did kind of agree to that one, though I didn't expect. I don't think he expected the people to bomb his house.
No, he did not. I will say that the fireballs went off before he slit his throat. They slit his throat because you were able to see the guy running out the back door.
Mm-hmm.
So
if
there
it
was
had
the
been,
chance it would have been Flynn.
anyone.
It could have been anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Could have been anybody.
I blame Harrington.
Harrington wasn't there. I will say
As far
that.
as we know.
yeah.
Man,
as far as
now I
you know,
just
you
wanna
say
know-
to the DM knows.
Yeah. But
As
now,
far as the DM
I'm gonna be honest. Now I just really want to like run into Red's Harrington and like his little girlfriend or whatever, and just like everywhere we go, we just run into them somehow.
We're
You
haunting
just-
him at this point.
He just fuck up his day every time he sees you guys.
These are
don't even know the
bandits.
girl's name.
No, you don't know the girl's name.
We don't. We just been calling her the girl. I wish we knew her fucking name.
She has a name.
Why didn't the mansion guy tell us when we brought her up?
The mansion guy. Also, here's another
Yeah.
thing: wasn't his name Worthy? Did you change his name?
No, his name's Richard Worthy.
You said Powers.
I kept saying Powers.
Yeah.
I kept saying Powers. Shoot. No, his name was Worthy because I thought it was a funny joke to call him Dick Worthy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was.
His
but I
name-
was so
His
confused. 'cause
name
I was
is
like, what's going on?
that is on me. I completely forgot because I wrote it in my notes as Powers for some reason.
Yeah, I got confused when you said Powers, and I was like, "Am I just mishearing something?" If I
No,
wasn't
that was
so
me.
busy, if I wasn't so busy before setup, I was gonna go back and like check and double check to see what was going on because you called him that in chat, in our VC like chat too, because I was like, "Huh, am I remembering something wrong?"
that was me having ADD and not remembering what I named the guy.
Well,
Okay.
you were technically you were preparing yourself, so
I prepared for 11 hours before yesterday's session.
Bruh, Albie made 8 maps. You know how many maps we used?
0.
none.
Yeah.
But
The other
all
ones
of
were
those
already ready.
maps, Yeah, all of those maps are for next session now.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Also, I'd like to note that I had a lot planned with that guy. A lot that I wanted to set up for myself with that mansion owner, with Mr.
Yeah,
Worthy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Too late now.
that's
That
why
was-
we should have made sure everyone on the top floor was dead.
Now we know.
Yeah, we'll know
Yep,
for
now
next.
we know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I messaged Brew, and Bruce seen one of the things that I was working on.
Oh, jeez.
Well, Albie needs someone to talk to so she doesn't go crazy.
True.
Mhm.
High key, being a DM and not being able to like talk to anybody is so fucking frustrating. Because it's like, I have so much I want to say, except I can't tell you because you're in this, but also every one of my other friends are in this, so I can't talk to them either.
Yeah. Are you saying I only have 4 friends? No.
Yes.
Oh.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's just like, in my experience, it's like every time I turn around, like all of my friends are the ones that are involved in the D&D session that I want to talk about. Or at least all the people that know anything about D&D.
Yeah.
Brew, I don't like that.
I can't get over every time I see a Stonks emote. It just looks like a penis.
It does not. No, it does
doesn't.
not.
It literally does not.
You are just corrupt.
You are.
We never said we weren't corrupt.
Oh my god.
Reverse card, let's
Rob,
go.
you didn't even say anything. You just outed yourself.
Sorry, Brew.
Albie knows the truth.
What?
Oh jeez.
I know the truth about what? I wasn't paying attention. I was watching chat.
There you go, Albie. I've
Hold
sent
up.
you a thing.
I don't need to see that.
No, Brew, please keep using it. I
No,
adore
no,
it.
you're fine.
Albie's just a mess. It's okay.
You know, I think I said this after we ended the stream yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
When we ended the session, like 2 sessions ago, after we ended,
Okay.
right? That was like after we finished the combat.
Yeah.
We sat down and we were all like, oh my god, that all just happened at once. We're gonna have to talk about all this in character and discuss all like these abilities that people have had, right? And then we get to this session and none of that happens
None of
at
it.
any point.
None of it.
We've apparently been on the road for like a long amount of time.
weeks.
For 2 weeks. We're about to arrive at the ruins and we still have not talked about it at all.
Nope. But it's okay. We
Well,
still
you-
have time.
You do have time.
Heartfelt bonding while dungeon exploring.
It's funny because V would bring it up if V had the reasoning to question what you guys did, right? But the difference is V doesn't know what's normal. So V's just like, oh yeah, you did that with your magic? Sure, go ahead.
V and Shadow, not the same person.
Yeah.
That is very true.
V, there are so many things I always want to say that I just can't because I know V wouldn't.
My goodness.
Not me getting a text message saying we're getting 8 to 14 inches. I don't want it.
Oh,
Oh,
I know,
no.
right? I don't want it either.
Anyway,
Bruh.
I was supposed to get like 9 inches on Saturday. I got like an inch.
Of snow, to clarify, snow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, but I just needed to make sure that was clarified so nobody tried to clip that, okay?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Nico. No.
Anyway.
So, Chad, do you have
That
any
one's on you,
questions for us?
Nico.
Anyway, chat. How you doing?
Oh, we can actually. I think we could talk a little bit about what we did with our level ups.
We can. Anything that we would like to share?
I did end up going with a feat.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I went with a feat too rather than a level up because, like, I'll be honest, like, if anybody has seen my stats, you know that, like, my stats are really good for being, like, a level 5. I don't need to level them up at all. So, I will probably... I love this song. Sorry, it's Julius's song just came on. Called Lifeless Eyes Watching, by the way. Good song. So, yeah, no, I ended up going with a feat because I didn't want to bump up my stats anymore to, like, unfair levels, at least not now. I'm not going to say what feat I took yet, but I am going to say that I took a lot of inspiration from my party for this one. So, because she's...
Your party, quote unquote.
No, like, legitimately, though, like, high-key, the party, like, being with a party has made her realize how handy certain skills can be. And how like imperative it is to like
what? Albie?
I heard Owen. Nico said the party, and I heard Mike Harvey, and I'm like, what?
All right, so that's the end of stream, guys. Thank you for coming out.
Yep, Albie has lost her mind.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Albie. I'm paying attention too. That's the bad thing. Who's trying to call me? No one.
Now you're not paying attention.
I mean,
anyway.
Okay. Honestly, for my character, I've definitely, for V, you know, talking about stats, I've got my stat spread where I like it right now, and obviously there are some feats that you can increase stats as you level up, and like when you take the feat you can increase the stat, and so like I do have things planned out for stat increases. The feat that I took this time doesn't have any stat increases, but I am expecting to, you know, have some interesting stuff in the future, at least.
Yeah.
Not that my feat now is not interesting.
You sure?
If it yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what my feat is, but it'll I'll bring it up when it comes into play.
When it comes into play. We'll see, though. We'll see. Brew. Just wanted to note that the round table is done.
Aw, man.
I can give us a round table right now.
Don't.
Okay. You don't want the round table.
Not
I
midstream.
See. Oh
no.
next session, you guys will actually have a round table. Oh, so for the Valentine's Day stream, we'll have a round table. It'll finally be round table. You guys get to spend your Valentine's Day with us. You don't get another choice. Hello?
I'm here.
Y'all got really quiet, and I'm sitting here like, is it just me now?
No, I thought you were talking to chat, so I was like, okay.
I mean, I kind of was, but also like, you guys have to spend Valentine's Day with chat.
Not necessarily.
I don't see an issue with that.
Yay. I'm excited though, because I really want to play D&D now that we've actually done another session and I'm like less sick. I want to do nothing but D&D right now.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's how you continue to get more sick again.
It's true. That is true.
Like, the reason you're always so sick for so long ends up just being that you don't rest while you're sick, so you just keep getting sick.
Yeah, that is true. No one ever claimed that I was smart.
You're right. Anyways,
okay. Anyway.
Anyways, do we have like? I mean, we can talk about the fact that Oma literally outed everyone to the professor.
Right? What the fuck?
Hey, I wasn't gonna lie to her.
You didn't have to tell her everything, though.
Yeah. You just like told her our entire life stories.
Everything. I don't know everything.
Like
about
you,
guys.
like here's the thing, right? Like, okay, for clarification for both anyone who's listening and for the people here, I am not actually upset about how Oma handled the situation.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny because Oma could have easily been like, when I was kicked off the airship, I met V, and they wanted me to take them to Rayclura, so we started traveling together. Then we met Owen and Julius. We helped them deal with some lizard things, and then we all started traveling together because they know where Rayclura is better. And then we came here. And that could have been everything. But instead, Oma's like, and V heard a voice in their head. And Julius has psychic powers.
We're just sitting here, just like, well, there goes our entire. Yes, oh yeah, and all of them are magically inclined.
Yeah, and everyone has magic, by the way, also.
It's already bad enough that she witnessed me doing something that I should not have been able to do. Like, by the standards of magic, I should not have been able to cast those two spells at the same time. That was definitely not a known wizard spell. Absolutely not. But, like, you didn't have to say it to her. Again, not mad. We just found it entertaining.
Oma is just doing what Oma does, so.
God damn it, Oma.
Oma needs a filter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone needs to give Oma skill expert and make him proficient in deception.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I have a zero. I have a 0 in deception.
God damn.
It's okay. I have a -1 in deception.
I know, which is fun.
Oh jeez. We're all screwed.
See,
why do you think technically both Oma and Owen are technically part faces? You're better on the deception side.
Not so far.
Oh, listen. So one thing I want to talk about in D&D in general is a lot of times my stat spread is very intentional. Especially with V, actually. I specifically, I remember when we were creating the characters, Albie had us basically roll 3 sets of stats and then would kind of like recommend one for us to use.
Yeah.
And I remember Albie recommended one for me, but it didn't have a negative in it, and I looked at my stat spreads and I was like, can I take the one with the negative instead? Because I 100% wanted, like, in my head, it made perfect sense that V would have negative charisma.
Yeah, and I don't mind working with it. I was just trying to like make everybody else since I had already said yes to a bunch of other things. Usually I like it when people have negative things because it's funny.
Same. I usually make sure that I have at the very least a 10 or 2, if no negative. But this one I rolled so well in all of my stats, I was like, I'm not gonna deny the dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The dice wanted Owen to be overpowered.
It's true.
But like, generally, I think with V especially, so some characters it gets a bit muddled because you have this stat spread, but you have this idea of them, and so you're like, well, how do I properly spread these stats out, right? But with V, honestly, the numbers worked beautifully in my favor, and I feel every stat feels intentional for how I did it. Right? I gave Plus, I gave 16 dexterity because, V growing up in the forest, well, a child isn't necessarily strong. So V had to rely more on nimbleness than strength. And so they became more experienced with their dexterity than anything else. Constitution is akin to stamina in a lot of ways. And so, running through the forest, you need to keep up your stamina. Wisdom is, +4 in wisdom is for both magic and just like situational awareness, right? Survival skills, perception skills. The -1 charisma, obviously, because V has literally never talked with a person until this adventure started. +1 intelligence, because I don't know. I just think like V's not dumb, right?
Yeah.
V still has above average intelligence. Maybe not as good as Julius with his 20, but V's still like has good comprehension skills and does have like knowledge. And then the +1 in strength, because you can't really live in the forest and not gain muscle mass.
Yeah.
So like V is one of those characters that like the stats, I feel personally, work perfectly for the character.
Yeah. I agree, though, they do. But I mean, it worked out, and we've got like decent stats that we're happy with. Otherwise, we would, say something about it. But and it's only going to get better, obviously, because like we do have the option to take like stat increases at certain levels. But if we just choose to choose if I were to continue to choose feats, I wouldn't be upset with my campaign ending stats being the same as they began. Now, don't get me wrong, I did get a +1 to my wisdom, which is cool because now that puts me at a +3 rather than a +2. But, you know what I mean? Like, I've been fine without that. But it's something that came with the feat, so I figured I'd take it.
Yee.
Excuse me. Sorry.
No excuse.
Nah.
No excuse for you.
No. I'm so sad. Anyway. Do we have anything else to talk about? I should hope so. We're only an hour in.
Yeah, but like, I feel like there wasn't necessarily a lot to talk about in this past session, because it was kind of like the wind down from last session, right?
Yeah.
The wind down and the transition into the next leg of our journey. And so
for me, it was not necessarily like a wind down, but it was you guys get the thing that you were working towards, and we need to like not. Yeah, you need to move on and find out what you're going to next, but not necessarily like feel frustrated or rushed into the next thing, Yeah.
Well, we'll see how things turn out, though. I mean, we've got like a whole campaign, and now we're starting on a new arc. We have to go do the ruins, which will be fun to explore ruins to see what Albie's gonna throw at us. I'm sure there's so much that they could throw at us.
Now we can have actual monster battles.
Yeah, not risk dying.
I mean, yes, death is a risk.
I know. That was the joke. I'll be honest, I thought that battle for the blood was gonna be a lot harder than it actually ended up being.
So did I, actually.
I did too, but honestly, right, what Albie said to us was V struggled alone. So I think it kind of makes sense that... I
think I underestimated myself, is what I was doing there.
Yeah, I think it also kind of makes sense that, like, that 4 people would not struggle as much against a single big wolf.
I think I underestimated myself and even overestimated V. Then I was just like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna actually have trouble with this, so I should probably go get the rest of the party.
Yeah, see, what I did for that was I cut the wolf's HP in half for the two of you, and then put it back up to normal for both of you, or for all of everybody, you know?
I still definitely thought like it was gonna be a lot harder, which is why I went and got the rest of the party, but sorry about that. No, it's okay. It's just I just definitely thought that we were gonna struggle more than we ended up having to, even with 4 people. Because I'll be honest, I didn't do a lot of damage myself, but we still managed to take it down. So,
I mean, if we
with a surprise round.
True.
Yeah, we did have a surprise round.
I also wasn't really expecting a surprise round, so.
Yeah, I will also say though that like, I don't know, like we're still like beefy. If you had like 2nd level chaos bolted the thing, that does a chunk of damage.
Yeah.
Right. You know, plus with like my guiding bolt, radiant archer arrow, combination. It's just like we genuinely, I do think, like looking back on it, especially now that like I think both Owen and V could have taken it by themselves, but it's interesting.
Yeah, and like V would have remembered having a difficult time. V is also stronger now than they were back then too, so
yeah. I still just feel like I like maybe I didn't need to go and get the party, but also like it makes sense that I guess she would not want to take a risk when, you know, it may have been the 2 of them going out, but it's still a risk to just go out without the rest of everybody else. So, I mean, that makes sense that she'd be worried, though. But I'm glad that it wasn't like a problem or anything. I'm glad that it turned out all right.
I don't know if we have anything else to talk about.
I don't think we do.
I mean, we don't necessarily need to spend a long time discussing if we don't want to. We don't want to like just sit here and talk about nothing for the reason of getting more hours, you know?
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it was like that session was 100% like a transition session.
It was.
Obviously, we had to escape the situation we were in at the beginning, and then it was time to move on. And so, like, we're just kind of. There wasn't really anything huge that happened, like nothing that was groundbreaking. Obviously, Oma finally got to meet and talk to the professor. And
there's a lot more questions where that came from, though. Like, why the fuck did they make it take so long?
Most of the questions that the party has, though, needs to be talked about in character, you know?
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about, but it's not something that we can talk about like outside of character.
Yeah.
But also it comes down to whether or not people are willing to like start that conversation, you know?
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Brew.
Thank you, Brew.
It was a good session, but it was also a very good transition session. I'm very sad that I had to buy new rope, though.
At least I reminded you, so you didn't go like, "Where's my rope?"
No, I whole ass still had the rope in my inventory. I never wrote it out because I assumed we'd be getting it back. I don't assume anymore.
If something leaves my inventory, I will get rid of it from my inventory, and if it comes back, it comes back. That's my general rule of thumb, because you have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
like,
I mean,
there's a world out there where something happens and Oma didn't get his great axe back.
True.
That could have been, yeah.
Oma could have turned around, turned back, and it's gone, and he will have no idea what happened to it. Probably a ghost, but who knows?
Ooh. It turned out okay though.
Yeah.
Well, if we have nothing else to talk about, then we can go ahead and end the stream if we want.
I mean, yeah, unless anyone in chat has any questions about like that they want to ask, but if not, then I think that's
Speak
just
now
it.
or forever hold your questions until next session.
Yep.
That's 2 weeks, guys.
2 weeks, 13th.
13th, yeah.
And then roundtable on the 14th.
Valentine's Day roundtable.
We're so alone.
Look, we play Dungeons and Dragons. What do you expect? Just saying.
Okay.
Happiness.
Oh,
Hey, I have fun playing D&D.
yeah. I have fun playing D&D. That's it. I just have fun playing D&D.
All right. Since
All right,
anyway.
coming in.
Yep. So we will see you guys on the... What day is the next session? You said the 13th. So we'll see you guys on the 13th. Thank you, Brew. We'll see you guys on the 13th, and we will have more to talk about after that session, and then we will be back on Valentine's Day for the round table, hopefully with a round table. So, see you guys then. Good night, good day, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Night, guys.
See ya.